Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today's episode is another very special treat. We have Kimberly here. She is a clinical supervisor of women's health services, and she is a mother. She is a sister. She is an ex-wife. She is a friend to many. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for joining us here. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. I'm so
Mhm.
glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Yes.
Thank you.
As we're talking about the feminine energy or the journey into the feminine energy, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. The journey.
Yes, the journey. Yeah, so we first met, we were introduced through your brother, Kevin.
Right, right.
He's a good old
Yes.
friend of mine, colleague as well,
Mhm.
out east. And when he introduced us and we had our first um, talk, our first,
Mhm.
right? And I
Mhm.
talked about the feminine energy and the
Mhm.
process of it all. What were you thinking? I've never even asked you this question. What was going on in your mind when I said everything?
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect. And so I just wanted to listen and take everything in. And I knew it was something different than, I had been in therapy with a couple of different therapists. And I knew this was going to be a little bit different. So I just wanted to see how it would unfold and what that would look like. So I was very interested in just seeing how it would go, how everything would go.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes. And then you really took to it like a fish to water, right?
Yeah, I did. I did. I was really able to relate to it, and I noticed changes. After every session, my thinking was a little different, and things started to get a little better every time
Yes.
after we had a session.
Yes, 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 yes. And so let's go ahead and let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back to when you were still in your masculine
Oh,
energy.
okay.
Do share,
Okay.
do share. And I'm sure so many can relate.
I didn't even know I was in my masculine energy. I hadn't even heard that term. I mean, I had maybe heard it somewheres, but never thought about what it meant or thought that it applied to me.
Mhm.
I did realize that and Kevin actually realized in talking with him about the men I had been dating, the dating app, how everything was not going very well. And so I wanted to try something different. And in my masculine energy, I was trying to control everything, I guess you could say. Um, and also choosing, I mean, from the beginning, just choosing men that couldn't lead and just going with it and picking up their slack. And I think to me, that's what it means to be in my masculine energy, is to pick up the slack of the men that don't have their masculine energy. And so I didn't even, I couldn't even access my feminine energy. I didn't even know about it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And this also is what happened in the marriage, right? Where
Yes,
you were pretty much just taking care of everything.
right, exactly. A lot of the outside lawn work, any decisions that needed to be made with the children, any work that needed to be done around the house. I, you know, I was I had a baby chainsaw, a little chainsaw, and I would go and chop, some of the trees down so I could mow under them. I mean, it was a lot, but just in the day to day, just in the day to day things, you know, taking over the duties that were probably more masculine, even in the way I dressed. I didn't wear dresses anymore. My hair wasn't as long as it is now. I didn't really think about it or deal with it. Um, and so to me, I couldn't even access my feminine energy because I didn't even know what that meant. Maybe I thought that meant wearing dresses and baking bread or something. You have all these preconceived notions of what these things mean until you get into it and start learning
Mhm.
about what they really mean.
Yes, yes, yes. Isn't it so interesting, and this is for most of the women that I come in contact with, the first
Mm-hmm.
impression of the feminine energy is always that.
Mm-hmm.
overly frilly dresses or
Mm-hmm.
homemaker or baking goods,
Right.
right? It's along those lines.
Right. Right. Barefoot in the kitchen, you know.
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And I feel that that's really also what we've been taught and conditioned with, that that's
Right.
what a good woman does.
Right. Exactly. That's what you're judged on. You
Yes.
know, how good of a wife are you? Or how much of a woman are you? You know, we get judged on that a lot, I think.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
But that judgment is actually from the patriarchy, right? That
Right.
judgment is
Right.
from the old paradigm that we
Hmm.
have now stepped out of.
Right. Right. And I think it's hard because these days a woman is able to support herself. She's able to have her own job and take care of herself and not really depend on a man unless she wants to. And during the day at work, I think you had mentioned that to me, that you're in your masculine energy at work, and that's okay, you know. But when you come home, you don't want to carry that. You want to come home and just be able to be in your feminine energy and relax into that.
Yes,
um,
yes,
so, and that's what I wasn't doing. I was just stuck in that masculine dynamic, and it's applauded that, you know, you don't need a man, you know, you can take care of yourself. And it ends up, you end up driving men away in a sense. I think it can make you come off very harsh. And I wonder if that didn't attract maybe the type of men that I didn't want, the one that needed you to be masculine and take care of everything. So you never get any relief, you know. You're just going in these circles, you know, these patterns.
yes.
It's the same pattern of attracting the man that you is not what you need, is not what you're looking for.
Right. Yes, exactly. And this is exactly the this is when we met, right? When you had
Yes.
just dipped your toe into the dating world.
Yes. Yes. Had no idea how it would be. I thought it would be a good thing because you can vet people, you can read their bios, you can look them up on Facebook, you can talk to them a little bit,
Mhm.
and versus just meeting someone, out on the street in a bar, that kind of thing. You don't know who that person is, so
Yeah.
I thought it would be easier to make a match,
Yes.
and no, it was not. It wasn't, because you still don't know that person, and then you have to meet them. And even from the basic at the beginning, when a man will say, do you want to go do something? Oh, sure, what do you have in mind? I didn't know to say that. I would say, oh yeah, let's go here. Or where do you they would ask, where do I want to go, and I would make the decision. And I didn't realize that was being in my masculine energy, and would ask, well, what did you have in mind? And then let them show me how they are and how their mind works.
Yes.
And when I would have someone say, well, I hadn't really thought about it, or I'm not 100% sure, then I knew right then and there, you can't lead. And that's what I was looking for. Everybody's looking for something different, but for what I was looking for, what I was doing was just not working.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I remember you sharing with me how in these early days of dating,
Mm-hmm.
you felt it was almost traumatic because you
Yes.
you didn't know the difference. And so oftentimes you said you would feel extremely anxious and
Mm-hmm.
blame yourself for maybe you did something wrong.
Mm-hmm. Right. I know it's almost common knowledge that when you're on a dating site, you can match with someone and exchange a few sentences, and then you don't hear from them. They never reply. And you wonder, like, wow, I said, if he said, how was your day? And I said, great, how was yours? Didn't get a reply. I'm like, what did I say? Did I say something wrong? What happened? And they may unmatch with you, and you wonder, well, what was, and of course, that's not good, that's
Yeah.
not good to sit with that, especially when you have no experience in any of this, and your expectations are high, and that's not good. That's not good either.
Yes,
But
yes, of course. And of course, and for everybody to understand more of the background, you came out of a 30-year marriage.
I was married for 30 years. I got married when I was 25. I met my husband when I was about 22. I didn't start dating really until I was 19. So I didn't have a lot of experience dating to begin with, and got married very young and stayed in that marriage for 30 years. And I had literally just started dating again, probably about maybe 4 months when I first met you.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yeah. And then you would continue the same behavior as it was in the marriage. Like you would even invite them over to cook for them, and you would just do all these things for these men that you had just met.
Right. Right. Drive to their house instead of having them come pick you up or meet somebody somewhere, just for safety reasons. The first date, you want to meet someone somewhere, but after a while, you start seeing them often, they should come and pick you up.
Mhm.
And I found myself driving to his house. He did the, he didn't want to drive all the way across town. The restaurant we were going to was closer to his house, and I was like, "Sure, I'll drive to your house, and he can drive to the restaurant." Yes, the cooking at my house, did that. Buying coffee, when we were out and about running errands or going somewheres, and I'd order it on my app and just go pick it up for both of us. I didn't know. Um, that's how we were raised. We were raised to show interest.
Mhm.
Cook him something.
Mhm.
You pay for some things too. It's a back and forth kind of thing. You're a gold digger. If you do otherwise, you call a gold digger, or you're selfish, or you're not appreciative.
Mhm.
And so and a lot of my friends had that same mindset too, because they were advising me, why don't you cook something and go bring it to his house? That kind of thing. Why don't you go and help him clean his house? That type of thing. Which, no, I didn't go that far. I didn't do that. But there was just that mindset of, well, you want him to like you, don't you? Why don't you go bring him food? Why don't you be agreeable? Be nice. Don't have a need, and don't argue. Don't take a separate view from him. Just bottle it all up. And it's like I was right back in my marriage again. Like I hadn't made any progress. I might have stayed where I was for all that, you know. And
Yes.
then resentment builds up, and then it affects the relationship, and then you don't see that person anymore. There's a breakup. You move to the next one, and it's the same pattern. It's all patterns, right? And so it's the same pattern all over again. And after 4 or 5 patterns, you start to realize what I'm doing isn't working.
Mhm.
And I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what direction to go into.
Yes. Yes. And you were pretty anxious throughout all of this, right?
I had a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
I really did. Um, it's something you think about all day long. Did I do the right thing? Did I say the wrong thing? He didn't text me good morning. Is something wrong? Is he talking to someone else? With Facebook and dating apps, you don't know what the other person's doing. The opposite sex is too available. If you have a fight with your boyfriend, he can find another girlfriend in seconds.
Right. Yes.
You
Or
know?
start talking to somebody else.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. It just immediately. You can each both have a different date for the weekend if you want to.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It is. It's wild. I mean, I've never been on a dating site, but I know many are, and it's working
Hmm.
great for a lot of people too.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah,
Hmm.
but it's fair to say, right, that this anxiety that you were feeling, it must have also been like a deeper knowing, like a deeper, this just isn't right.
Exactly. It doesn't feel right. Something feels off about the whole thing.
Mhm.
And when you've dated 2 or 3 different people and the problem still is there, you start to wonder, I must be doing something that there must be something I can change, you
Yes,
know?
yes, exactly, exactly. And so once we then started working on you learning to be in the feminine energy,
Mhm.
what stood out to you about that process, that learning process about you being in your feminine energy?
I think the one thing that resonated with me was, and it had a lot to do with the anxiety, was to pull back. not try to control everything.
Mhm.
And it's okay if it doesn't go well. It's okay to say this isn't for me, and move on. To be, I think you had said, the receiver.
Mhm.
To be the receiver. You pointed that out. We receive, we're the mirror, we give back what we get. And it was a entirely different dynamic. I'd never done that before. And that involves a lot of letting go of control. It's not easy to do. So we started practicing. We get on the dating site and start talking to someone and start putting everything into practice, and the men who weren't for me would fall off easily. So I wasn't trying to force anything. I think that's in your masculine energy too. You're trying to force it. You want it to go a certain way, so you're trying to make it go a certain way. You're trying to control his actions, and
Mhm.
it's exhausting,
Yes.
and it's anxious. It's anxiety producing. It doesn't feel right. And so whenever I did finally relax and let them show me how they move through the world, then I attracted the man that I was looking for. I
Yeah.
was, the partner that I was looking for.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one important aspect to the whole dating process, because the feminine energy really assists in all areas of life.
Mm-hmm.
But now this is specific to the dating. And so for you, what I think really made such a big shift as well was for you to realize that you were the one to go onto the date and to see if he is right for you, not
Exactly.
yourself perfect so he would like you.
Exactly.
Instead, you're the one that's taking the observation, right?
Exactly. I felt like when I look back at it, I felt like I was auditioning for them.
Mm.
And I was so involved and so preoccupied with, like you said, making sure that they liked me, that I didn't even know if I liked them. There wasn't even any room for that. And by the time I finished auditioning, I didn't even know if I wanted to be with them or not, because I didn't know if I liked them, or maybe I didn't. Maybe they showed me something I didn't like, and it was a reversal of that thought. Like you said, it's up to me to decide if they are what I need. It's not for me to put myself out there and try to be what they want. It's
Mhm.
exhausting. And, you
Yes,
know,
yes. Yeah, so feeling like you're auditioning for the parts, that in and of itself is what throws everything off, right? Because
right,
you're the natural selector as the feminine, you are the natural
mhm,
selector. The man is supposed to present himself and show himself. The
right,
is in the animal kingdom, the birds are
hmm
showing their feathers and making
hmm
their noises to impress the female to get picked
right,
from.
right, exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
And
yes.
yeah, yes. So when it's done backwards, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out, no matter how much you try to force it.
Exactly.
And so I had tried different things, and I think that was the last thing I had tried was um, the the auditioning part. When I realized I feel like I'm auditioning for these people, and what about what I want? That wasn't even involved in the process. What am I looking for? When a date would ask me, so what are you looking for? I almost didn't know what to say. I didn't know. You're looking for someone kind, someone, then you can, everybody says someone that can communicate, somebody with a sense of humor. Everybody says the same things, but I think I hadn't had a chance to really think about what I really wanted and was really looking for, because I was so busy trying to be what they wanted.
Yes, 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 yes. And that has all shifted.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. A complete 180.
Yeah.
I started putting that into practice, and a lot of people got weeded out very quickly,
Mm.
because right at the beginning they showed me, mm, this isn't what I'm looking for. This isn't right. And then eventually my list of what I was looking for, it grew, it evolved. You know, it starts off very basic, and then it ends up getting really involved and really meaningful. Um, and you really can narrow some things down. Even though I had more things on the list, I was able to narrow down that person.
So isn't it amazing how, as a woman, narrows down her own likes and requirements and
Mm-hmm.
realizes that this is what she wants and this is what she deserves and this is what she wants to receive? How, even though it makes the pool smaller,
Right? It sure does.
does bring that what you're actually asking for in.
Exactly. Exactly. Uh, it does. And what you said about making the pool smaller is exactly right. I was almost worried that it's going to be really hard to find someone who's going to meet all of these requirements or requests or needs that I had. But that's when you really have to start, you have to stick to your guns, and you keep going until you find that. You can't just stop and say, well, I'll never meet somebody, so I'll just stick with this person who doesn't meet all of your needs. You have to keep going. And that was a decision to just have faith in the process and keep going.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So beautifully said, Kimberly. So perfectly said that, yes, it is about you have to stick to it and trust the process, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I am so excited for you because now you're actually in a relationship,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
With a
Right.
wonderful man.
Yes,
And
he is.
so please do share about how it's different and how it feels and what that
It's
really now is for you.
it's completely different. Um it's so new to it's so hard to explain, put into words. Um Especially when you've never been in that kind of relationship before.
Mhm.
When you're with someone who gets you. You are on the same wavelength. You think the same way. Someone who thinks about you and is considerate. Um, it's a back and forth. The communication, when the communication is good, it's amazing.
Mhm.
And you find your partner, um, and everything is just different. There's no anxiety. There's no stress. Besides the normal day to day things. Um, and you ask the universe for something and then you get it and you can't believe you got it. It's I was thinking, okay, now I've found what this whole journey has been through, this whole year and a half journey that I've been on. You don't expect to get to the end of that journey. And again, trusting in the process, you move forward and you explore that. And it's very different when you've never had that before. It's very different. It's a relief. um and it's amazing.
Yes.
It's
So share a little bit more about what it is like to be with a man who leads. Like, what kind
oh,
of actions does he take? Like, how does he do that?
he does that many ways. um if if I'm not sure about something, I know I can ask him. I can explain the situation and say, what do you think about this? And he'll give his opinion, and without telling me what to do, though. He'll give me his opinion because he knows me and he knows how I think and he knows what I like and what I don't like, and my quirks and all those things. And so he can think how I'm thinking and kind of help me with that, making decisions that I don't want to have to make all the decisions on my own like I did before. And it's nice to have a partner to bounce off ideas of, or for him to come up with something like what we're doing for the weekend, or he'll think she's going to need this later on. Let me go get it for her. And he has it for me before I even realize that that's something that I was going to want, or I was going to need, and I was probably going to forget. That type of thing. You feel taken care of. You feel like you have a partner. You feel like you're not alone in a relationship.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so it's very different, and it's very calming. It's very calming. It's trust. You're able to trust somebody to make a good decision, and to know that if there's something we have to face, we can do it together because he can participate. So I think, and to sometimes make a decision when I just can't. At the end of the day, if I've been making decisions all day, and he knows that, so he'll just pick up. He'll just pick it up, and I just go along with it. And again, that's me and my feminine energy, and him and his masculine energy. You can feel it. You can see it. And yeah, it's a big difference.
Mhm. And so even though he's a lot younger than you,
He
right?
is. Yes.
He's quite mature and he is
Yes.
so secure in his masculine energy, right? And
Yes.
he wants
Yes. Very much.
you and he wants to protect you. He doesn't want you to go to the gas station. He's gonna go put the gas in for you.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Very much. Very much in his masculine energy, taking care of things,
Mhm.
and making sure I'm safe.
Yes. Yeah.
Making sure I'm safe.
Yes. Yes. And I remember you saying he cares about how you feel.
Yes. Yes. He protects my feelings.
Yes.
Um, and he's just very thoughtful and very considerate,
Mhm.
and just will do things for you, or get something for you at the store. Go to the store and come back and have your favorite candy. You
Right.
know, that you didn't ask for, but he saw that and thought about you and said, "Let me grab this for her." Um, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
just helping out with everything, or reminding me of something that he knows I'm probably going to forget. I'm running around busy, and doing things. Or he comes to get me for lunch once a week. He will come and pick me up, and we go eat, and it's just our little time together.
Yeah.
And that's always good, even though I see him every day. We see each other every day. He will still come up and say, "What are you doing for lunch Wednesday? Are you free Wednesday?" I don't have to say, "So are you coming to get me? Are we still going?" He'll remind me, "Hey, tomorrow, when are we going to have lunch this week?"
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. It's just so wonderful. And, looking at the progression of this experience from the masculine into the feminine,
Mm-hmm.
would you say that by you being in your feminine, you shifted, your
Mm-hmm.
presence shifted, your vibration shifted,
Mm-hmm.
even how you are perceived shifted?
Yes,
In that way, you attracted somebody that actually matched you.
exactly. Exactly. That shift in vibration, you meet someone who's vibrating at the same level that you're on.
Mhm.
Um, you get to a point where you 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 know what you want, you know who you are, you're in your feminine energy, and that kind of excludes a lot of the men that just weren't going to be for you. They just don't, it doesn't, they're not attracted. They don't come into your sphere. Or if they do, they don't stay.
Yes.
Um, but definitely my approach, I think um, if I had not gone through the sessions with you, I don't think I would be with him. I don't think he would have been attracted to such a harsh, um, very exacting, very anxious, dictator that one. Because you're trying to control everything. It's just, I don't think it's as attractive to, like you said, the man that you want to attract. I wanted to attract a masculine man that would fit me, but I wasn't feminine. I wasn't in my feminine energy. So there would have been like a wall up, or just a non-attraction.
Yes.
Um, I don't think he would have, I don't think he was looking for a masculine woman.
No.
So that wouldn't have worked out. We would not have matched. We wouldn't have meshed. We wouldn't have had that chemistry
Mhm.
when we first met.
Yes.
And that's on, yeah. So on our first date, I put into practice. sat back and let him talk. And in letting him talk, instead of me trying to rule the conversation and be in my masculine energy, in letting him lead and letting him talk, we started to realize we had a lot in common. And I was able to see uh, that he has a good relationship with his mother, that he takes good care of his children. And I think if I had been in my masculine energy, maybe those questions might not even have come up. He wouldn't have had a chance to tell me that. He wouldn't have had a chance to show me um, what kind of a person he is. So I think we just would have clashed and we wouldn't have had the chemistry.
Exactly. Because a woman that's in her masculine energy will turn him off.
That's, yes, I think that's what I was trying to say. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. The type of masculine, the type of man that he is, I think he would have been very much turned off by that energy.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And so how are you staying in your feminine energy?
I stay, I think about what you said that um, as a woman, I receive. So I give him a chance to give
Mhm.
by not trying to control everything and being in my masculine. I let him show me who he is today and reflect that back and let him do what he's trying to do. Let him back the car out for me. Let him help me carry the growth. That's a big one. Letting him do something for me because I can do it myself. I find that's very masculine. I got it. I don't need you to do that. And I have to stop myself because he says, no, I'll get it. And I'm like, okay, let him get it. Let him do something. Let him carry something for you. Let him do something for you. And that was hard as well because I was so used to doing everything myself. I do everything quickly on a schedule. I had everything a certain way. And to sit back and let him have a chance to do something for me and be in his masculine energy.
And it
Mhm.
does take getting used to, right?
It does. It does.
We get used to receiving, to get used to feeling, to get used to expressing from emotion, right?
Right, right. Yeah, I did struggle with that. Struggled with that a lot. Working on it. But yeah, that's that's another. And whenever you let me know that not expressing feelings can be masculine, you're in your masculine energy. Again, I didn't know that. I didn't know what the problem was. I just knew that I was having this block, and couldn't really reciprocate. And you gave me a few tools to kind of break past that, or to try this, see how it goes, and work on it. And yeah, but again, that's another trait that I didn't know. I was having a problem with something, and it's because I was in my masculine energy again.
Yes, yes. And it shows
Mhm.
up in so many different ways,
It
right?
does. It does. I didn't expect that.
Mhm.
I didn't expect that either. I thought it was just maybe being bossy, or
Right,
you're in
right.
your masculine energy. You're bossy. You're trying to control everything, but it does. It comes up in a lot of different ways.
Yes, it comes up in
Mhm.
so many because we're so deeply layered.
Yeah.
And so, how is he then responding to you receiving and being so much more in your body and communicating your emotion, speaking from feelings? Like, how does he
Mhm.
respond to that feminineness?
He responds very well to it. He's always willing to talk about the relationship. Almost every day, we check in and see where we are, how we're feeling, if there's anything, any little resentments or any misunderstandings. He's always very willing to stop what he's doing and start talking about it. And he doesn't hold back. So, yeah, he does very well with that. Mhm.
What an amazing shift. What an amazing shift from you being in this marriage where he wouldn't talk at all,
Right.
anything ever.
Right. Or it turned into a big fight with
Yes.
defensiveness and all the usual. Yeah, there was no discussing the relationship. There was no discussing feelings without, like I said, turned into a big old fight, getting very upset, and just a whole mess. It's a yes, it's very refreshing to have someone say, "Oh, I have an opinion on what you just said, and this is what I think, and this is what I feel, and this is where we're meeting in the middle
Mhm.
and smoothing out any misunderstandings, or before they get to be a big problem." It's
Yeah.
an ongoing thing. It's
Oh,
an ongoing process. We make sure to have time to check in because life gets so busy,
mhm.
and
Yeah.
even just that once a week having lunch, just that 1 hour of just being able to sit across the table from him and just be,
Yes.
to just be for an hour. I think that's very important.
So
Mhm.
important. So important. Of course. Yes. Kimberly, time is always running by so fast. But I do want for you to share what is your favorite tool to get yourself back into center, back into your feminine energy, if and when you get pulled
Mhm.
right into the world, which
Right,
happens.
right. When I do recognize I'm starting to feel that kind of way, my favorite thing to use is one of the tools you gave me was to be the tree. Um, to communicate with Mother Earth, getting that energy up, breathing, stopping everything, just stopping everything, calm, centered, breathing, um, having the energy come up through your feet, circulate, come out the other side. And I think that really helps a lot to just stop, to realize how you're feeling, name the feeling, and realize it's time to do the tree. And you ground yourself. It's grounding. And you're able to stop spiraling and to get back on track.
Yes, yes, exactly. Because it does clear the mind, right? And
It
it's
does.
right back into center.
It does. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Right.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I am so happy for you. I am so
Thank you.
excited for you, and you deserve it so much. So I
Well,
hope you're soaking it all up, all the love.
I am. It's nice. It's been a long time coming.
Yes, yes, it
And
really
it
has.
really has 30 years.
30 years, yeah.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
I'm grateful every day.
Yeah.
Every day I'll stop and just kind of look around and realize how much I have
Mhm.
and how much I have built, and looking forward to the future.
Yes,
You
yes,
know.
that's so wonderful. Oh,
Mm.
it moves me to tears.
Oh.
But it's so true, right? Because so many people out there are getting so cynical about love, right? And so many people are getting so drawn down and worn out.
Right.
Process.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I can relate to that.
Mhm.
Um,
And that's,
Definitely.
yeah, that's why I brought you on for the Valentine's
Mhm.
Day weekend
Oh,
episodes.
okay. Just in time.
Just the time to bring just a little bit hope back and a little bit of that enthusiasm that yes, it's possible. It
It
is.
is possible. It is. And I didn't think it was. I was definitely getting to a point where I was just going to stay by myself, just be on my own. I even thought maybe I'm just not cut out. Maybe I'm not meant to be in a relationship. I'm just one of those people who just not destined for it. I was right at that point. And things can change. Things can change. You seek out different ideas and trust the process, do the work, and you'd be surprised. You would be surprised.
Yes,
Hmm.
such a beautiful surprise, such a beautiful blessing.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. Grateful every day.
good, good, good.
Mhm.
Well, I am so grateful for you.
Well, I'm grateful for you. Without you, I don't know where I would be right now. I really don't. I don't know where I would be. Uh, so I'm definitely appreciative of everything, the way that you helped me and supported me and
Yes,
everything.
yes,
So
yes.
thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Mm.
And I couldn't be happier. I think of you often, you know,
Oh,
with that,
yeah.
because you were
Yes.
very committed, and you
Mm.
trusted it and you went for it.
Yeah, definitely. You have to take that leap.
Yeah.
You have to be brave. and
Mhm.
just do it.
That's
You
right.
got to try. You have
Yes.
to keep trying. Keep trying.
Nobody better be giving up on love.
Right. No way. No
No
way.
way.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because you never know, that person might be around the corner.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay, good. All right, my gorgeous ones. We have to get to a closing. I could stay here forever and give you a big hug. And thank you so
Big hugs.
much for being here, Kimberly.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
My
Mhm.
pleasure. It was such a joy to have you here. Yes, and thank you for sharing about your beautiful journey.
Sure. Sure. Not a problem.
And for everybody else who's here with us, thank you so much for your energy, your time, your presence. And happy Valentine's Day. And if you are by yourself this Valentine's Day, then go ahead and give yourself the gift of coming into your grounding, coming into your breath, coming into your feminine energy. Find that connection more deeply so that you come into that love for yourself. Self-love, self-care, working on yourself is also self-love, so that you're actually readying yourself for love in the right way. And from
Exactly.
here, as always, I am sending love and light blessings to you and yours. Hugs and kisses. Ciao.